Lucha Underground knocking it out of the park with another fabulous episode of wrestling. Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason. This is going to be my review for the number the third episode of Lucha Underground. Um, like I've said in my other two reviews for this show, man, if you watch it for anything, just watch it for the wrestling because the wrestling's great. Some people may not appreciate the cinematics of the stuff in between the matches. I think it's done really well. It's like you're watching a movie. It's that kind of quality. Um, and like what Conan and Dario Cueto are doing, um, in these little in between segments, man, they're mint. It's it's for me, it's really fun to watch. It's fresh, it's gritty, it's exciting. Um, so yeah, I'll go over some of the main points of this episode. We started with Dario Cueto coming to the ring, and like I said, he's just a great character. He's pretty funny. I mean, he's got his ruthless side too, But he comes out to the ring and he's talking to the crowd. He's like, some people are saying there's not enough lucha, there's not enough lucha, there's not enough lucha, or something like that. It's so, uh, just a really funny guy. And so he brings out El Mariachi Loco, and it starts out a match against a mini. If you don't know what a mini is like El Torito from the WWE. That's a mini. It's not like Hornswoggle, because Hornswoggle, yeah, he can wrestle, but he can't move that great. These minis, they can move just like the other luchadors. They're just shorter. They're like I don't know. I don't want to get into the 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 politically correct term for them because I don't want to upset anyone. But in the lucha libre style, lucha underground, they call them a mini. It's Mascarita Sagrada, and these two had a great match, very entertaining. And Sagrada, the mini, actually won. And then Chavo comes out and just beats the snot out of him. And from like we saw from last week, where he wiped out everyone in the ring and turned heel and did chair shots and everything. Yeah, so he's trying to make a name for himself in Lucha Underground and really get noticed, and he's doing a good job of it. And then it cut to an interview that Vampiro did with Chavo, and just to sum it up, it basically says that he's been a champ everywhere he's been except for this place, and he wants to prove that he's worthy of a championship shot, and he's he's just nasty, he's taking on everyone. Um, then they show there was a lot of Chavo in this episode, but I like Chavo, so it was cool. Um, they showed a segment where Chavo's going down the hallway, and Conan comes up to him, and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And Conan's like, "You should really consider taking off." And Chavo's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Well, what you did to Blue Demon Jr. and Mascarita." Um, he said some people have forget the term he used, but the people down in Mexico heard what you did, and they're going to come after you. So you better take off. And then they finish their conversation, still going down the hallway, and Mil Muertes is right there. And he walks past him, and then Katrina's right there, and she goes up to Chago, and she says, "You may get a taste of death someday from Muertes," and then licks his face. It's got this thing for licking faces. I don't know. It's weird. Sexy, but weird. And then it cuts to the next match where Mil Muertes comes down to the ring with Katrina and goes against a significantly smaller guy by the name of Ricky Mandel. Great match, but Mill just kills him. Um, then it goes to another backstage um, sequence where Johnny Mundo is coming down the hallway to Dario Guerrero's office and beats up the guys outside that attacked him in the first episode. And he tells them, "I want a match with Big Rick. I want to get him." And he's like, "That's fine. You can have the main event next week." So the next week's main event is going to be Johnny Mundo against Big Rick. I can't wait to see that. So it'll be the first time Big Rick is actually wrestling in the ring, not just beating someone up. And then Mundo says to Guerrero, he says, "And after I'm done with Big Rick, I'm coming after you." And so it's like, ooh. And then there was a three-way match, three masked luchas, Drago versus Pentagon Jr. versus Phoenix, and Phoenix won. And this was just a phenomenal match. It reminded me a lot of watching the cruiserweights back in the days where WCW was really hot. When they had Psychosis and Hoovy and Rey Mysterio. Just, oh man, I gotta go back and watch some of that now because this show reminds me a lot of it. Just a fun match to watch, and it doesn't matter who wins this one, that the fans win because it's that good. And then it goes to another backstage sequence where Gueto's looks like he's sitting almost in like a jail cell, but it's this gloomy, dark, shady room, place, whatever. And he says, "I won't be intimidated, and not even by you." So I don't know if he was talking to Big Rick or who he was talking to. I don't know if he's going to bring in someone new next week. I mean, all these characters are new to us because the show is new. Well, new as in, might be some older faces, new identities, like Johnny Mundo's Johnny Morrison from the WWE. Big Rick is Ezekiel Jackson, was recently in TNA, but he only was there for about a cup of coffee. And then, former I say ECW champ. It's not the ECW that people like referring to when they think of ECW. It's the WWE's ECW, but whatever. Chavo's in it. Love Chavo. And he's nasty in this show. And it's great to see some of the divas that didn't quite cut it in NXT from a year or two ago. And they're in the show. Katrina was Maxine. She had that gig with Johnny Curtis, Fandango. The girl that came out with Son of Havoc last week, Evilise. I can't remember what she was called, but she used to be a blonde at NXT. So yeah, there's so much talent, and Vampiro is great calling the matches with Matt Striker. Matt Striker does about significantly more than Vampiro, but Vampiro is there because he's got a big reputation down in Mexico. So to have him tied with the show only makes sense. So, but yeah, just everything's great. I love the show. I really can't find anything wrong with it, other than I'd like it maybe on a bigger set. But I like how they're doing it because they're like, oh, it's in a temple, so it's not as clean as NXT, but it's bigger than like a Ring of Honor thing, it's like in between. So yeah, that's number 3 in the can. Can't wait to see Johnny Mundo against Big Rick next week. And yeah, just Great show. If you can't find it on your cable network or whatever you got, um, Daily Motion. Look it up on dailymotion.com. Has has it up there. And you can find it at other links too, but Daily Motion, at least you can watch it and not have to worry about downloading it and catching viruses and stuff, you know. Um, so yeah, and I've been sharing that with my friends too, because not all of them have this, but it's catching the buzz. It's growing. It's growing by the week. Go find it. It's only an hour, you know. Not even with the commercials. A lot of fun to watch. So yeah, that's it. Number 3 is in the can. Can't wait till next week. And that's my review. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you for the next one.